We are live. We are live.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy, are we ever.
Ooh. I am excited to talk about this one.
Yeah.
Very much so, especially because I just finished watching it like 2 hours ago.
You've got the freshest take on this movie anyone could hope for. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the most like susceptible to just changing and being wrong.
Sure. True.
I don't think I've ever asked you that. How do you feel about first takes? Or maybe
Like
we
what's
have
our
asked it. Well, I don't
because
know.
we've never watched this movie before,
No,
neither of us.
no.
We've in the last 24 hours, you in the last few hours have just watched it. Um what did I think of it? I thought it was actually like I liked it. I thought it was a good film with some
Oh,
good
sorry.
performances. Whoa.
Let me just put the brakes on real quick.
Sure.
I meant the
Yeah.
concept of the first
Oh.
take.
Oh, the concept of the first take.
Yeah.
Uh I I think the first take is often kind of like a it's not usually the one that I come away with necessarily, but
It
it's
takes me a little
where
bit.
it's where I ask all the important questions at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, okay, I can see that. For me it's good starting off point. And
Yes.
usually there's a gut feeling that there's like
Yes.
that it's either good or bad to me. Like I either like it or I don't like
Yes.
it. And usually that's right. It's very rarely that I change my mind on something. Or like I go, you know what, it's actually good.
Right. Right.
Except for the very fact that as I got older, years change. I look for different things. Things become good and things become bad. Or like I liked certain things, right?
That's true. This is
But
true.
but even it'll be like I know it's a bad movie, but I still like the idea. I still have a soft spot for Van Helsing.
Sure.
To me, that's
Sure.
like peak schlocky 2000s movie for me.
Okay. Okay. Are we couching how much we disliked this movie? Like it's fine if you didn't
No,
vibe
I
with it.
really like this movie. That's
Oh,
that is not at all the preface. I'm
okay.
talking about just like changing opinions, right?
Okay. I
Plus, I'll
gotcha.
have those classic like I'll think about, especially if it's really good or if it really sits with me.
Right.
I'll think about the movie later, and then it'll
Yes.
something will hit for me, and go, oh, that was. Case in point, I saw
Mhm.
the TV Glow. I thought was good, but like I hadn't really thought much about it, but it kept like staying in my head.
Yes.
And the more I thought
Yeah.
about it, I was like, I think I really love this movie. Like, I
It
think I really like what this movie's getting
it
at.
niggles at you and just keeps like coming back to the back of your mind of what
Yeah,
was that? Why was that? Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
really good stuff. But to put it back on track, if you haven't
Yes.
read the title, today we are talking about Love and Basketball
A
in our
classic. Yeah.
continuation of romantic comedy. And I'm gonna get the elephant in the room out of the way now.
Mhm.
This ain't a this wasn't really a romantic comedy.
It
There's
it really
comedic
wasn't.
bits in it. There's very funny like lines and moments
Very,
that
very,
really
yes.
got me.
Yes.
That I guess we'll get to when we talk about the comedy aspect. But
Yeah.
this is a romance movie and then a sports movie second.
Yes.
Something
Yeah.
that any idiot could have figured out if they just looked up something, if they just typed in the movie
Just look at the
before
main word.
before
Yeah.
picking it.
This this movie
Hey
is
man,
Love
I'm
and
glad I
Basketball.
watched it. I really like this movie.
Mhm.
So,
I mean, I'm
go
really
ahead.
glad I got to watch it, and I definitely feel like it it connects to a bunch of things kind of like when you've it was like when I watched Pulp Fiction for the first time and I suddenly made
Yeah,
a bunch of connections of, oh, that's what this is referring to, this is what this is in conversation with, this is what, like, I suddenly felt like I had read like a critical text and I was like, oh my god, how have I missed all these references to Love and Basket? Like,
yeah,
it's it there's moments in this especially, and we'll talk more as we get into it, that I had no expectation for, which is I think it has kind of been a movie people borrow from. I don't know about homage necessarily, but it's a template that I've seen other movies come after, and they're like, well, do it like that. Like, so
Yeah.
clearly this movie has done a lot right, and we'll talk about all the right things it's done. It's done a lot of great stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it has. So yeah, let's get into structure of the movie. Oh yeah, Nick's not going to be here today. He's on a train trying not to get caught using the bathroom again.
They'll never find him.
They'll never find him. Anyway, well, let's get into the. Is it Rising Action? Yes,
Rising Action.
I think I would have gone this. I keep forgetting that's called intro. Beginning. Rising Action. So everything we knew about the piece going in. For me, it wasn't much. Did not know much. It was recommended to me by my sister at some point when we were trying to come up with this list of rom-coms. Just because, as we've stated in every episode in this year of rom-coms, we do not know a lot about genre, really.
Yeah.
We just know the tropes and the stereotypes that come out of it, you know?
Yes, very much so.
So, this is recommended.
Sure.
Maybe not rightfully so, because, again, like we said, it's not really a comedy.
Yeah, not really.
But it's really good. It's a good movie. It's a good
It's a great movie. Yeah.
Really feel good. Great romance. We'll get into the rankings later, but that's probably giving a hint to where I feel it is.
Yes.
But yeah, I didn't know much. I knew it was about love, and I knew it was about basketball. And I think that it was on the Criterion channel, or it still is. I don't have it.
Okay.
So that means it was held in high regard, or to someone ranked it. And then I found out it's a Spike Lee production.
Yeah,
so,
he's the EP on it.
Yeah, so he's got that connection to Criterion, so maybe that helped. Either way, glad it's on there. It deserves it. It's really great. So that's pretty much all I knew.
Okay.
Ian,
I would be in more or less the same camp as you. I'd never seen Love and Basketball. I knew that it was reputationally like a romance sports film. I knew Omar Epps, who's the lead, who plays Quincy in this film. And I mostly had known him as like the second lead on House for like 5 years.
I never watched.
Hang
on, I may have seen an episode. Is he the guy that draws bone marrow from that kid? It's like the only thing from House I've ever seen.
It's very plausible that he extracted bone marrow from a living patient with like a resurgent form of typhoid or something like that.
Sure.
Like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, he was on that show. He was a real good doctor, pretend doctor on that show.
Ian,
yes,
man, it's a real shame Nick's not here. Fuck all.
Mm-hmm.
Or you know what? I'm sure it was a good run, but hey, man, nothing can top his true magnum opus performance in Def Jam Fight for New York as the voice of OE.
Ooh,
what a get! Hell yeah! Fuck yeah! Nothing else we can talk about can beat that. One of the greatest games ever made.
Yeah,
phenomenal fighting. Oh my god, what a good for him.
Well
deserved.
He's truly cemented himself in the culture in quotations and bold. No.
Yeah. What? Oh, we can just end the podcast right there. I don't think he's also in Dracula 2000, but same year as Love and Basketball.
Jesus, that's crazy. That's
2000. Isn't that nuts?
That's nuts, dude.
That's crazy. God. He plays Marcus. Dude, when was the last time you watched Dracula 2000?
Probably the 2000s.
Probably. Yeah, as like a middle schooler. It's Dracula, but the future, man. Oh, dude.
You guys. That and Jason X. That's. I don't know. Maybe Dracula 2000 is better than Jason X. I don't remember it super well, but yeah.
Well, you know what? While we're on this topic of like this movie, This movie really is like a who's who. There's a bunch of people in
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
From
Absolutely.
stuff. I'm gonna get into my biggest reveal
Yeah.
later.
Okay.
But I mean, it's Dennis Haysbert. Is we were just talking about that,
Yes.
the
We
State
were.
Farm guy. For a long, wow, and like it took me a little bit to put that together. I think you had to tell me.
He's well. I mean, he's 30 here. He's looking a little different than today,
He's
but
very good. I was not used to that. I'm used to him being even.
and I think the
Crazy.
only other thing, I was not a big watcher of 24, but I believe Dennis Haysbert was also our president for like a few seasons of
Oh, was he?
24. Yeah.
Got it. He was in where was the one I recognized him from? Oh my god, Masters in the Universe Revelation.
Yes.
2020. He's Grayskull. He's the voice of Grayskull.
Dude, that's so cool.
He's in Chippendale Rescue Rangers, that remake, or that like
Oh, okay.
Zipper plays Zipper. I think that's the Fly, right?
That's excellent. Excellent voice.
Yeah. So that's him.
Mhm.
And then of course Major League for anyone who saw that. And then
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna skip Sinead Lathan because I got something for that. Where
Okay.
is she? Debbie Morgan was in.
David-
I think she's like a big star in All My Children. Like she was in All My Children for almost the
Oh,
entire run, 1970 to 2013.
she played Angie Baxter there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
The
Very
entire
nice.
run.
Wow. That's consistency. That's a long-standing career. That's
That's
great.
someone you watch grow up like for
Yeah.
43 years.
Yeah. Legitimately.
Right? Is that's I want to make sure this is right. Unless I'm fucking this up. I don't know if she's there for anything. It said on the Wikipedia, but now I'm like double checking. Anyway, she's in that.
For sure.
What was the other? Fantasy Island, the TV series. Oh, that was the remake. I thought it was
Oh,
the
okay.
original. All right, whatever. Kyla Pratt is the child version of Monica.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The child version of Santa Lathan's character Monica is
Yeah.
Penny?
Yeah, I was about to say Penny Pratt.
Is Penny? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh
Fucking
my gosh,
wild.
you're right. That's crazy.
That one's crazy.
That's wild. She was a part of growing up for me, at least. That show was huge.
Yeah, I was into me and Nick. I mean, like, what's the grandma's name? Is it Big Mama?
Sugar Mama.
Sugar Mama. Yeah, dude, Sugar Mama was like that was one of our quotable characters.
She's endlessly quotable.
Yeah, that and the Mexican grandpa.
Oh yeah. The La Cienega family. Yeah.
La Cienega family.
I do remember that.
Fuck, dude. Yeah. Okay. All right, but you ready for the big reveal? A movie that I want us all to watch at some point. The star of Love and Basketball, Sanaa. Oh, fuck, I'm gonna fuck this up. I feel so bad. Sanaa Lathan.
Mm-hmm.
Was in the 2000 in 4 more years. 4 more years after this movie. 2004.
2004. Okay.
The star of Alien versus Predator.
Shut up. No way. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I knew I recognized her. I was watching the entire fucking time, and I'm like, I know her from something.
Wait. Is she the one who has the scene where she like meaningfully looks into the Predator's eyes and
and he gives her a weapon?
Oh my god! Yes,
that's her. Yeah, he hollows out the. You want to talk about another 2000s movie that has a soft spot in my heart? Like it's ABV.
Oh my god, that's so cool. I did not connect that at all. That's amazing.
Super fun schlocky movie.
That's excellent.
Horrible sequel.
Yeah.
That's just no fun. Like it's there's no fun in that one.
No.
It almost feels cynical that how Requiem plays out.
Yeah. I remember coming out of there with kind of a weird feeling myself. Like not only that it like there's a feeling you get when you watch a movie that's not meeting the mark, and there's a movie a feeling you get after you've watched someone try and pull something on you, and that movie did feel a little bit like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, definitely.
Anyway, we'll
Yeah,
watch Alien versus Predator on here. So help me
I'll do it. Yeah,
God,
hell yeah, I'll do it.
before this thing ends.
Did,
Um.
can I throw out two other names that like
Oh,
blew me
sure.
away?
Yeah, I
Or
was
was
gonna
that?
end there, but go for it.
I've got two more names that kind of blew me away. These were the two women who showed up on screen, and I had to stop and be like, "Wait, her?"
Yeah.
Again, we've mentioned the names, but Sanaa Lathan's sister, Monica's sister in the film, is played by Regina Hall,
Sheena.
uh,
Oh, that sounds familiar.
who has been in a few of the barbershop movies, and she was
Yes.
Brenda in the
Yeah,
Scary
scary
movies.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and
Oh, you're
we
super right.
we watched Scary. At least I watched the shit out of Scary Movie growing up. That was
It's the best
just.
one. Oh no,
And
two and
Brenda
three
was
has moments.
2 and 3 has moments, and Brenda is consistently like the star of those in my mind. Like she
Yeah.
has the lines that you want to quote, you want to remember. Um, so Regina Hall, she was in it, and then also I'm gonna throw out near the end, Tyra Banks shows up for a minute,
Yeah. Yeah, she does.
and
That's
and
weird.
I
Magic Johnson does too, but like again, I think I mentioned to you, I'm pretty sure that's just footage spliced in.
yeah, I think that's footage of him Magic actually playing for the Lakers because Omar plays for the Lakers in this
No,
movie
no, no,
too.
no. He's sitting on the bench. No, he's
Oh,
sitting like
he's on the
not on the
sideline.
bench. He's sitting off watching the Sparks play. Like it's in that like
Oh,
reel before. That's Magic Johnson.
okay, okay, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
something you're gonna find out about when we talk about this movie is I used to be really into basketball as a kid. So,
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
let's jump into it. That's enough preamble. We could get into the rising action maybe if you prefer.
Yeah, let's get into. No, that was Rising Action.
Oh,
Now we're
okay.
in. It's not like we've been doing this for a year. Now
For a
we're
year. Yeah.
into
Yeah.
the climax, which is
The climax.
discussion of the media.
Yes. Yes.
So it's one. I wasn't expecting this to be a 2 hour movie,
Yeah.
but it's like 2 hours and 5 minutes,
Yes.
and it did not feel like that. It actually kept up pace, even though it's like a 4 act
Yes.
movie, because they do the thing of first quarter, second quarter, and
Third
so
and
on.
fourth.
Although
Yeah.
they don't say first quarter, right? So the second quarter thing comes on,
Yes.
and each one's a time skip.
Yeah, we go
So
from 81 to 93, I believe, in this
yeah,
picture. Yeah. Yeah.
it's we
Uh,
start with them as kids,
mhm.
where it's the thing of girls can't play basketball, and
And
and she can. She's the only one keeping up with Omar,
yeah.
or sorry, Quincy in
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
Keeping up with Quincy, and Quincy uh, shoulder checks her during
Mhm.
it. She falls. Right, it's him. Yeah, I believe it's him. She falls into another kid and scrapes her cheek. And it's a scar that shows up the rest of the
Yes, he gave her a cheek scar in a basketball
yeah, like
game
on her
outside
chin,
his.
side of the chin, and like cheek. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
which leads into one of my favorite jokes in the movie, which is
Mhm.
him writing the apology letter. I
Mhm.
am sorry in front of his parents, and just like a middle-aged man goes, "Man, I'm sick of this shit." Like it throws down the plate. And kudos to that kid. Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude, he sells that. Like really,
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
Oh yeah.
he sounds like an old man. Like when he's real that line read really fucking got me. That was the first really good laugh.
That was very good. That was
Just
strong.
so hard. It was so much anger in
I,
that. It was awesome.
in a similar part, I think it must be right after they have the apology and the makeup when
Yeah.
Q is basically having that like very very sweet adolescent like, oh, you should be my girl, we should go
Yeah,
together.
you want to be my
um,
girl? It's just it's very
and
much like just kids not knowing how relationships work. But no, but like that thing of like, well, that's kind of what a man and a woman do, right? Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
isn't this how it's supposed to be?
Yeah, and I mean, I picked up on that line maybe because one
Mhm.
thing that the movie kind of surprised me with, and we can pick up on this through a few different places if you want,
Yeah,
but the B line of all of this, the B and C plot, is really our leads' relationships with their parents.
yeah,
Right, like that takes up a good deal of the movie of what is the environment that um that Q is being raised in as a son of a professional baller, and what is
yeah.
Monica's
Professional Clippers player.
upbringing. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, what's Monica's upbringing? Not that. In fact, the talent seems to come from somewhere, but they don't know.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
it's probably the dad's side, maybe, or it could have been the mom's. Either way, um, they don't know. Monica's
Yeah,
parents, the dad's a banker,
yeah,
and the mom's a homemaker.
yeah,
Um, whereas Quincy's is a Clippers player, and then the
yeah.
mom, I don't know what she does.
She's a homemaker. She's a
Is she
homemaker.
also a homemaker? No, because I thought they said like because she doesn't know how to cook or something, so she
Oh
does something.
yeah,
So maybe she does something else. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure,
Um, but yeah,
but
the relationship with their parents, you're right, is the B plot.
and I mean, I'm
Oh, go
sure
ahead.
that that's like the movie informing us. Like I like that about the movie, which is
Yeah,
a lot of people's romantic fumbling, figuring it out, is mostly based on the relationships you know. It's based
yeah.
on, well, this worked for my mom and dad, so I guess I'll do that
Hmm.
then. Um,
It's
so I
it's funny you
yeah.
bring that up. I actually had a conversation with
Mhm,
someone. I was just telling Ian about this before the podcast. I was at a
mhm,
wedding not that long ago, and I was
mhm,
talking to a guy there at a table, and he was asking me like, yeah, or he's asking general like people, me and people I'm with, um, y'all think y'all got anyone y'all gonna be married or like thinking about being
mhm.
married? And I
Yeah.
went, man, marriage to me. And I went, no, I don't know, because like I don't know. Um,
Right.
maybe one day, it depends.
Right.
And he went, oh, like you're not seeking it, and I'm like, no. For me, marriage has always been weird. Um,
Mhm,
growing
mhm.
up, I mean, except for my own parents,
Right.
like so many marriages I've seen growing up did not work out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very, very rarely. It's all just been like it eventually goes to divorce or
Yeah.
separation, and it seems fine. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like it wasn't. Yeah, I'm sure it was messy at the moment, and it probably messed up a lot of my friends I did in ways that I
Yeah.
can't like quite pinpoint. But
Right.
I would also argue, but they all seem fine and good. None of them are like serial killers or anything, like
Well,
or
and
like heavy.
divorce doesn't always end with like pure animosity. Some people,
Yeah, yeah, which
you
is
know,
getting to my point of like it seems natural to me, right? Like it seems
mm,
like just some a possible path that it can go. So marriage is not like this sacred cow to me, you know? Like it's not.
yeah,
It was never this thing of like that is the goal. That is what you're going to do. It is the right thing to do. It is what everyone does,
right. Well,
right? Except for
and
the heavy Catholic parts. But even then, I was like, yeah, I
yeah.
don't. But that's what it was to me. And you're right. It was very much influenced by the
Mm,
relationships I saw growing up. I can like pinpoint that now, right?
yeah, yeah,
But I'm
definitely.
sorry, it did sound like you were gonna say something.
Oh no, I was thinking, it can be amicable. I don't know. We'll get back to the movie.
Okay. Yeah. I see. I'm looking
Yeah.
at the time here. But you're right. It the relationship with the parents, which we'll get to real quick.
Mhm,
But the kids thing, I think it's well done. It's cute.
mhm.
I believe it. It's
Yes.
that kind of thing of no, we don't know what we're doing. This isn't even real. Like,
Yeah.
I think the whole the whole back and forth of like the dialogue between the two kids of like, what do I got to do? I don't want to do that. All right, well,
Yeah.
do you want we should at least kiss and like how long? Like I love that. Like I'm willing to do this. I just don't know
How long
what's
do I
up.
have to commit to
Yeah,
this?
and he
I
counts
also
5 seconds
yeah.
on his hand. A great shot, and then they immediately go into fight, and it's a great like thing of just a relationship,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
It's
Definitely.
really good.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about the kids before we move on to quarter two? I'm gonna call it second quarter.
I'll just say this, kind of looking ahead, is I think that this sets up the movie really good,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about it in a few other scenes, like when they both get accepted to uni, like that. But
Yeah.
like, I feel like there are a handful of scenes in this movie that really do a great job of. And we've talked about this in our other movies. This movie
Yeah.
most feels like watching two people figure out how to love each other.
Yes,
Um,
100%.
very, very authentically,
They are
in
in
the
love
sense
the entire movie.
the words that kept coming to my mind in a lot of the scenes between Sana and Omar were like both passion and clumsiness. They're very excited to be near each other. They're very excited, but Omar has a lot of like shortcomings that he's not. Quincy has a lot of shortcomings that he's not really ready to address yet. That he's based largely on his dad. Again, we'll get into it. And then like Monica has I think, a clearer view of the dynamic between them, while also really struggling at a certain part, I think, in Act Two with her role on the court. Is that the scene where she's struggling with the coach? And
Her role on the court, her role in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
In this, because like there's a lot of preconceived notions. I mean, you get the whole thing with the mom, and her going like, or you saying that she's a lesbian just to jab at her mom.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, it didn't age well, but it is a thing in families, right, where they do not want you to be like anything
Different.
other than a straight, anything different than a heteronormative norm.
And then we do get some of that kind of circling back where what is it, Monica's mother, when she has that talk, I think that's part 3 or part 4, but they have a conversation, and
It's the fourth. It's like
it's the
near
4th.
the end of the movie. Yeah.
It's a beautiful conversation between the
Really
two
good.
actors. I loved it, but I mean, she's ostensibly saying like, yeah, I had ideas, but but then when she's talking about like what she was capable of, ultimately she was still able to do the performance of, well, this is what a mother and a wife is supposed to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did kind of think about other stuff, but at the end I was still enthusiastic about being kind of
Your mom.
following into that traditional role.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good thing of like, it's not wrong that I wanted this.
No.
And it's not at all that you wanted that. It is wrong that to kind of want that for everyone. Like for your, it is wrong to want to not just want it for your daughters, but I mean like try to force them into that. But I mean she kind of gives that up. Like eventually, because I mean, uh, uh, Monica does become a basketball player in USC. Like, like she's not forcing them, but there is that tension, that unsaid, right, that comes out. But before we get to that, we're in high school here.
Yes.
Omar is the star basketball player. Monica is too, but she has a temper problem. And well, and that's like an interesting thing. I want to preface this real quick. I do watch a lot of like a lot of both black media and like analysis on black media. But I am not here to pretend that I know the experience, because I don't.
Sure.
It's just things that like are noticeable, or like tropes that come up. So one, I'm gonna try to like not give a thing of like this is what's going on, because again, I don't know the experience. And two, you should take everything that I say with a grain of salt, not just analysis on these movies, but on any fucking thing. Because one, you should not be listening to a dude on the internet for your end all be all. If there's anything we've learned this past decade.
I'm actually asking all our listeners, you need to believe me without question. You need to stop.
Ian's the only one. Yeah. To all my listeners, I say keep that keep what I say in mind.
Mhm.
Except for the Baja Blast stuff, you have to go tell them that I
Yes.
want to be sponsored by
Yes.
Baja Blast.
We got to make it real. Make the
Even
dream.
though I don't drink soda, I will drink a Baja Blast.
Hell yeah.
I want you to
Oh my.
know that. Having said that, my opinion on this movie is right in every way. So,
Yeah.
um, the thing of just heteronormative norms, but also like
Sure.
being a woman and a black woman to like control your anger all the time. Being
Mm,
told that is a huge thing. So that's
yeah.
very interesting that comes up. But it's also
Yeah.
the thing, the argument is like, yeah, you can't play in a team if you're going to be like that.
Yes.
That's a good way to not to not make yourself part of like part of that team or to get yourself ostracized, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And it just makes you a bad player, as like is proof in the movie, or as the movie says itself too. Because once
Yeah.
it starts getting to her and she's overthinking everything, she becomes a worse player and loses matches.
Because she's not being present. She's
Yeah,
thinking,
she's not present.
how
You're
can
right.
I put on the show?
How can
Yeah.
I perform, right? Like, how
Yeah.
can I put on this performance of level headedness versus who I
And
am?
then we get that. Is that USC where she gets that like direct line of, I don't want to see you performing that anymore, so you're gonna stand with your arm up.
So, yeah, I don't want you to taunt.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is in USC.
Okay. Yeah.
Which
Great line.
is very funny. But
Very good.
yeah, so there's a whole thing that's her arc, whereas like Omar's kind of got like women being throwing themselves at him,
Yes.
um, and him figuring out that like, oh yeah, I don't like while he's definitely attracted to it, but he comes to realize like that's not like love or anything. What I got with
Yeah.
Monica is something like very different.
Yes.
As they both
Yes.
come to realize after the dance, which
They
is
they go ahead.
no, I was gonna say. So the dance is like you get the thing with the mom. She looks
Yeah.
ladylike,
Yes.
and so the mom's very happy, even though
Yes.
she looks uncomfortable the entire time, which is a great physical performance, and even
Yes.
goes to her standard basketball stance. But again, that's not ladylike, and dudes are
Yes.
catcalling and shit.
Yeah.
She's dating a college guy as her date, and he looks
Yes.
noticeably older than everyone. So great casting on that.
Yes. I
To
love
the point
that.
where like this is weird, and I mean it
Yeah.
should be weird, right? Like
Yeah.
it should, that should. I know that's like a thing in like movies, and it's probably still a thing in real life. It's fucking weird. I think it's weird, but
If you're at college, try and not date high schoolers.
yeah,
I
man,
just
I feel like that's a good. I'll tell
yeah.
you what. If I found out a dude like if I had found out a dude in college was dating like a high schooler or like taking a high schooler to dance, unless they were together like in high school, right?
Yes. Yes.
Then that's a little bit more of a gray area, even though I think there can still be an argument.
Yeah.
That's a little bit, that's definitely a gray area. Uh, but if you're like, I'm gonna go out on this new date with this new girl from high school, that's fucking weird, and I don't want it.
If
That I don't want to be around that. Like,
I'm gonna give you a hard number. If you're 20 anything and up, please don't date high schoolers. Just don't. Just don't. Don't do it.
it's pretty good rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the great casting there. It looks weird. It feels weird the entire time.
Yes.
Talks about like they go to Mulholland Drive to make. They don't say make out point, but I call it make out point, and then
Yeah.
uh, he tries to start. He feels her up or something, and then he
Yes.
knees her. She gets scared and knees him in the balls and
Yes.
leaves. It's been a long drive. Mulholland is very hard to navigate. There's a whole movie
Yeah.
about it. Anyway, and then Omar doesn't. Omar doesn't. Uh, they don't seal the deal at the end with his date. He just didn't feel it.
Yes. Yeah.
Because again, he was thinking about Monica the entire time. He's thinking about her at the party. They make efforts to talk to each other during the dance. Which, by the way, the
Yes.
music was really good. I was
Yeah.
And then they find out, yeah, they're both going to USC,
Yeah.
and then they act. It's not an accident. It's more instinct. It's a clumsy instinct kiss,
Yes.
and then they make out, and yeah, they're now together. They have
They're
their
now.
first time.
Yes.
It's awkward but tastefully shot, and then yeah, they're off to USC third quarter.
And I'll just say about that scene.
Yeah.
One, it's a beautiful scene of two people kind of having that realization. Oh, I am in love with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, I actually am. And yeah, I just love the way that they captured that moment because they there's a handful of scenes in this movie that are what's the word I want to use? They're full of desire. These two
Yeah.
people have very
Yearning.
believable physical
Although
desire
yearning
for each
doesn't
other.
have to be sexual. Okay, desire, yeah.
Yeah. Well, because there's an emotional component, there's a mental component, but I'm also thinking about the practice basketball scene that they have in part 2 or part 3 that is pretty spicy, pretty
Yeah.
spicy interaction. But yeah, just the way that it's very easy for those scenes to, if they were shot wrong, to feel exploitative of like,
Yes.
oh, we're watching two teenagers hook up. That could very easily become yucky. But
Yeah.
none of the scenes in this movie ever feel exploitative. They always feel
No.
like, oh,
Very
this
much
is a
about the
weird.
romance.
Yeah, exactly. This is an authentic two people who are in love and very attracted to each other, and they have this chemistry of.
Yeah.
And we've mentioned it before as well. Like there's these little, oh, I put my hand to the wrong place, I moved my head the wrong way because this is all new to me, and it feels very real, and it's such great choices that they made. I love the way they shot it. Yeah, just to give the movie its flowers. I think this scene and the practice scene in, I want to say, Quincy's dorm room.
The strip basketball thing.
Strip basketball very easily could have been like, wow, this is a bit much. But it always felt like, no, this is in good taste. This is like fun. This is authentic, an authentic, rich experience that two people in real love are sharing. So I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just looking at the time, so we're gonna kind of rush things. I'm not gonna keep doing recap.
All right.
Let's talk about the parents. Let's talk about Quincy and his dad.
Okay.
Before we finish off the relationship, because the relationship really is just like they go to college. It starts off good, and then it becomes bad as like Monica gets better. But Quincy has a falling out with his dad, as we find out. His dad, it was caught cheating. His mom, and there's a paternity suit.
Yeah.
Now, and it's being made public because he's an ex NBA star.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's going to be on the news.
And he's very believably heartbroken by not just learning that his father is imperfect, but having his father lie to him and his mother both.
To his face. Like, they make it a point that he shoots him, and they're making eye contact.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's a big part of Quincy's character.
Yeah,
like,
his idol lied to him to his face. He's not the man he thought he was. And not only that, this man that he thought he was always trying to tell him to be, or not to necessarily be like him, but like, to keep doing what you're doing. Right? How can you believe everything you want? He was trying to tell him to get an education. The entire time.
And I think his dad meant that earnestly. 100%. I think his dad did want him to get a great education and then worry about basketball. But
it was a weird thing with Quincy, because Quincy says that, why? Well, when he says like, "Why would you tell me to be the man you are?" He's talking more about like the core values he was trying to instill, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But like there are, if you like throughout the movie, Quincy's dad is trying to tell him, don't make the same mistakes I did. I finished college, have a fallback.
Yeah.
Because he got same thing that happens to Quincy. You get injured, you're out.
Yeah.
And you got nothing else to keep going, so you got a job that you got to keep going to. That's paycheck to paycheck or something like that.
Exactly.
And it's kind of what happens to Quincy. We don't find out what he's doing after the movie, but he tears his ACL.
Yes,
but it's very much, you're right. It's that shattering of illusion, and like that messing him up, and we get that scene with him and Monica Monica has to be back for curfew, or she might not be allowed to
And,
play to play in a game.
and he doesn't get it. He's still
Yeah,
so in his own world in this thing. And I guess that's kind of a thing that comes up at least twice in the movie is like Monica tells him like, well, this is what I need, and he
yeah,
cannot process that because that is contrary to what kind of his preconceived understanding of what this is
yeah.
supposed to be is a little
So
bit.
can I tell
Yeah.
you? So I can tell you my big problem with that conflict. It's like the only beef I have with this movie, and maybe I just missed something.
Yeah.
Um, Monica is like, "Yo, let's continue this in my dorm,"
Mhm.
and I don't get why they don't. Like, I don't know why Quincy doesn't,
Mhm.
because it would solve both their problems. Like in the sense that he really needs to be talking to someone right now, and he's
Yeah.
right. Like he does. As we find
He
out,
does.
him going solo is him drinking a lot and flirting with other women with Monica,
Yeah.
becoming like his
In
dad.
front of her.
Yeah,
Jeez. Yeah.
becoming the thing
Yeah.
he didn't want. But like whatever he wants at that moment, he is getting what he wanted as a kid. He's becoming his dad,
Mhm. Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know why. That would have been my argument in the whole thing. That would have solved it. That would have solved the
Yeah.
problem. I
Yeah.
get like whatever. Anyway, the rest of the movie goes on. We don't have time for me to fully go on like all the aspects of
That's
this. Um, yeah, and then we're gonna talk about the relationship with the mom real quick, but
yeah.
let's skip to fourth is just they're adults now. She's playing international women's basketball league because the WNBA is not very well. In fact, there's a great thing in this whole movie just showing how the difference between male basketball and or men's basketball and women's basketball. Just the funding, the amount of people are fucking watching. The
I
stadiums are
mean,
bigger. They are not that for the women's college basketball to the point
there's
where the viable thing. Sorry, real quick.
yeah,
The
go ahead.
the viable thing is for them to go overseas. They're going to make a bunch of money. They're huge celebrities over there because
Yeah.
basketball is huge in Spain and
Yeah.
in Europe. In fact, a lot of
Yeah.
Europe countries love that. Uh, and that's the big thing because the NBA wasn't gonna put a woman in there, and they're
Nope.
right.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
didn't.
They did not.
um,
But
and then
yeah, just
Quincy's
to
playing for the Lakers at that point, not playing as number 22. He's playing as number 21. I don't know if you noticed that.
yeah, I did notice that
Yeah,
actually.
because 22 was his dad's number. Either A, he didn't get it, or two, didn't want it.
Didn't want
I
that
think
comparison maybe.
there's a lot of
Might be
nice little
as well.
character touches I like.
Yeah. I do
Like
like
that.
that actually. That's cool.
Um, but yeah, did you want to
Uh,
say anything, or you want to go talk
just
about the mom?
quickly about
Yeah,
the WNBA, like the last shot of the movie is at the stadium in Inglewood, and
yeah,
uh it's a professional WNBA game, and I thought
Sparks.
it was fast. Hmm?
It's the Sparks. It's the famous LA
It's the
WNBA.
famous LA sport, and I love that wide. We get a wide shot. It is a crowded arena. It's one of the biggest arenas in LA, of course,
Yeah,
but still, it's a WNBA turnout. So there's still like
it's
a
not the
good bit of.
Staples Center.
It's not the Staples Center,
Or sorry,
exactly.
Crypto Arena now. But
Crypto.com.
yeah,
And then
it's the second
the
biggest.
other. Uh,
The whole movie, dude. It's second. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. But
And
she's
it's
been
not
away
to be.
in
It's to point out the discrepancy. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
but yeah, in this part we get a sense that she's been away in Europe for at least 3 years playing basketball in Spain,
Yeah.
and she's been alone, and so her first coming back to America is really to see her mother and then to see Quincy.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, those are great and affecting scenes, both where suddenly Tyra Banks is engaged to Quincy. We learn.
Yeah, it's really
Uh,
wild. Yeah, because again, years passed, and that's like a real relationship thing. So,
yeah,
then we
yeah.
get to talk with her, between her and the mother. It's a great dialogue. as they're both
Yeah.
revealing kind of who they are, but what they thought of each other.
Yeah.
And what they thought of each other, right? Type thing.
Yeah.
We get the thing we talked about with the homemaker as the mom. That it's that's there's nothing inherently wrong with that because that's what she wanted, and she was
Yeah.
proud of her kids.
It
But
was.
she was proud. She does point out, like, she was proud of the moment that Monica really looked like the woman she wanted to be,
Yeah.
without saying that verbatim. And then Monica just always wanted her at her basketball games, supporting her.
Yeah.
That made it
Yeah.
very heartbreaking.
It is.
But
It
it's
is.
something that needed to be aired out, and it's better that it is. And it's not
Well,
fully resolved. It's kind of what I like about that.
yeah.
That's how those conversations go. I think I've talked about them before.
Yeah.
Where like conversations having a perfect ending in movies is always weird because that is not what real life is.
Yeah.
Both parties are at fault in this conversation, and there's not a complete result, but there is definitely a better understanding of each other.
There's a
What they
hope of
wanted.
healing as they go on. Definitely.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And then of course we get the um talk of them, like both saying, yeah, I don't like playing basketball anymore, both for either reasons, and
Yeah.
him, Monica saying, there's no one, watching me, or like, there's nothing to compete with, right?
Yeah.
There's no you, there's no Quincy.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
and Quincy is just like, I was just trying to be my dad, and now
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what it's gonna be. And then they have the game, and Quincy's like getting better, playing better, realizing, kind of getting the thing of like, oh, he's playing better because he's playing against Monica.
Yeah.
Monica makes him play better. Like, he enjoys, not, it's not necessarily basketball, although he like does play it. He
Hmm.
enjoys being around Monica.
She is the passion.
Yeah,
She's the passion for the game, for life. I mean, it's a lot of parallelisms of life itself, love itself, basketball itself.
yeah.
They're all, a part of the beauty of being a human. Is that
Yeah, I know. It's both beautiful and dumb at the same time, in the sense of they enjoy being together,
yeah,
and they
that's it.
they finally realize it. But
Yeah.
it's beautifully done in that like pickup game.
And the
Great,
pickup
it's
game is
great loop
amazing.
around. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
same song
Yeah.
from their first time they have sex.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Can I ask you? Because
Yeah,
I'd never seen the movie before. I had no expectation. While I was watching the last pickup game,
yeah,
and Q is ahead by 3 or
yeah.
something, like he dribble, swish, 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 like
He's not
scores a
ahead by
bunch.
3. She gets ahead by 2, then he gets 3, like in a row.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
So about at that point, I had a thought where I was like, oh wow, I actually think this movie could go either which way, and it would still be a good movie for me. That
yeah,
is to say, it could be a movie where we say, yeah, we have passions when we're young, and then we grow up and we change and we mature, and
yeah.
we're not promising that you're going to love your sweetheart from middle school forever, and that would be a fine,
That'd be a powerful
authentic
message in
thing.
itself. People would have rioted.
People would have been fucking pissed,
Yeah,
probably.
people would have been fucking pissed. What don't tell me what life is. I know. Don't tell me that's the reality I live every day. Don't tell. I want this to work.
But um, to anecdotal just things, I will say, at least for
Yeah.
people of a generation before you and I, like,
Mhm.
marrying your childhood sweetheart was kind of a thing that people
Yeah.
did do. Like,
Yeah. My
people,
parents met in high
yeah,
school. So,
yeah, yeah. My parents met, I think, in freshman year of high school. My grandparents met in middle school. So, like,
it's fucking
yeah,
crazy. Middle school's
that's
crazy.
wild. That's wild. Yeah.
Um,
Uh, yeah.
but
But
also, I
I
mean,
love
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
just I loved the way the movie ended up taking it, of
Yeah.
no, they both wanted each other, and they both held on to the passion enough that they were like,
Yeah.
no, let's correct and adjust and grow as people, like, and I loved that too. That was great.
And again, the physical performance throughout that last basketball, like that pickup game, you can see it, like them
Hmm.
becoming more into it and passionate about it.
Hell yeah.
And the changes in their mental state. That's another thing this movie does really well that I wish we had more time to go into. But there's so many
Yeah.
fucking good performances in here with little stuff like that.
He's going from kind of placating her to really invested actually in this pickup game. She is like throughout the whole thing like, oh, so you're starting to see I'm not fucking around right now. I mean it. I want, like, it's excellent. It's beautiful, and so much is being said without any words at all. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, this movie directed by, we forgot to mention, Gina Prince Bythewood, and written by her too.
Yes.
More recent for more recent stuff that people want, she directed The Woman King. I still have not seen that. I probably should.
We can put it on the list. I haven't seen it yet either,
Yeah,
but I wanted to. Yeah.
Anyway, she directed and wrote this.
No.
Like, and it's fantastic all throughout. It's really
Yeah.
good. This movie's phenomenal. Like,
yeah,
well directed, well good. Any last thoughts about the contents of the movie before we do the ranking, because we are out of time?
Any last thought? You know what? The movie just kind of took me by surprise, and I'm really glad I got to watch it with you, Chris, because it's a great film. It's a great film, and it was worth my time. I'm glad I did it. Yeah.
Same here. All right, then let's get into. Well, real quick, what'd you get out of it? Falling action.
What did I get out of it? I think that this is like a really great. This is a really great romance film. This is a really great film that I think it kind of is reflecting on, and again, here's where I have to say, like, I'm speaking from the outside, grain of salt, grain of salt, grain of salt, but it's a great kind of like Black American classic movie in my mind. It's kind of a staple, and I had alluded to earlier, like, I'm sure there's like 10 or 20 movies where if you watch them now, there are love and basketball pulls, because there's something about this movie, and I think that the X factor for me that I got out of it was the movie making, the writing, the directing, all that feels authentic. It's somebody who's got something very clear they really feel strongly about, and it's not complicated, but it doesn't have to be. You know, love each other. Give a shit about the people near you.
Just
like
fucking
it
say
works.
it, man.
Yeah.
Just admit. But yeah, the perfect character is to not do that though.
Yeah.
What did I get out of it? Never have idols. I've been saying that my entire life, and
Good
Quincy's
lesson.
story proves that.
Yep.
So don't. Yeah, I got you in the NBA, but you don't. You realize you've been chasing a hollow dream.
You gotta look inside and figure out who's the best you guy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into. Okay, so the ranking.
Yes.
First, percentage of ROM to COM.
I would say it's mostly ROM. It's a bit
very
com.
mostly ROM. There's some good jokes in there, like the kid saying, "But I can't stand this shit." And what was the other one? When she wins when Monica wins the champion, and it cuts to her with the trophy on the fucking table.
Yeah,
next to it. That's so fucking funny. Like, that's
so
what a dick. That's awesome. I'm super into that. It's so funny.
I'm inclined.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna throw out maybe 10 to 90.
I was gonna say 90 to 10. Yeah, the romance, 90% romance to 10% comp. I was telling Nick the hunt for a perfect 50-50, and it's also a good movie.
Yeah,
eludes us.
Oh, we've got a whole year to hunt that thing down. We'll find it.
Yeah.
We'll find it.
Do we buy the romance? I absolutely do.
I think
feels
this
like
is
the most grounded.
I was gonna say, like, this feels like the most real relationship. I'd put it at the top for that. Yeah.
Okay, where do we rank it? Right now, number 3 is Sleepless in Seattle.
Much better. Yes.
It's better than Sleepless in Seattle. Is it better than 50 First Dates?
Yeah.
Yeah, I say so too. Is it better than Crazy Rich Asians?
I'd say it's pretty close. If it's better,
Ooh.
they're in the same ballpark as each other. What do you think?
Interesting. I like this movie way more than Crazy Rich Asians.
Okay.
I was way
Okay.
more entertained. I think it's a tighter movie. I think it's a better movie. I believe in the romance more. You're there from beginning
Yes.
to end.
Yeah.
The While there's really good jokes in Crazy Rich Asians, some of
Mhm.
these just come out of nowhere for me. I love basketball, like when I wasn't expecting it, it hit me like a freight
True.
train. Well, also make still like they're believable jokes. They're all things these characters would do and
Grounded,
say.
human, like not a bit. It's something
Yeah,
a human would really.
no, it's just
Yeah.
life's fun.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
So okay, you're inclined to agree. I was gonna say because Nick's not the tiebreaker here.
Hmm. I no, because I agree with you in the sense that there were some parts of Crazy Rich Asians we talked at length about that were imperfect because of the production bullshit. So,
Yeah.
given that it has none of those sins on its hand, I'm inclined to say, yeah, it wasn't bogged down by any crap like that. So, yeah, I'll say cleanly better than
Okay.
Crazy Rich Asians.
All
Okay.
right. So our new number one is Love and
Yeah.
Basketball.
Okay.
Number two is Crazy Rich Asians. Number three is 50 First Dates, and number four, last place, is Sleepless in Seattle.
I'm horrified at what movie we're going to like less than that. Good
I
lord.
mean, it's got to be. Well, hey, eventually we got to do fucking. It's the Joseph Gordon-Levitt one, the one where like it's the
Oh,
real
500
project.
Days of Summer.
500 Days of
Yeah.
Summer. I was like, I knew it was a fucking number.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna have to do
Yeah.
that. And knowing us, I don't think we're gonna like that. But I'm gonna try to go in. I'm gonna let the art hit me. Maybe I'm one of those guys.
Could be.
Could be. I don't think so. I've met those guys. I don't think I am. I hope not. So we'll find out.
Find out next week. Next time, guys.
Watch,
When I
we're gonna
confront
find out
you.
that's like a really fucking good movie, and we were just all assholes. It's
Eh,
gonna happen.
could be. Could be.
All right. I wanted to try a new sign off.
Oh, okay.
Because I've been doing just goodbye forever
Yes.
because I've never come up with anything. So
Okay.
Ian, I want to try this out with you.
Yeah.
Just follow my lead. Okay, ready?
Go for it.
All right, cool. 20, 19, 18,
18,
17,
17,
16,
16,
15,
15,
14,
14, 13,
13,
12,
12, 13,
11.
14,
Wait,
15,
what? 10,
16,
9,
17,
8,
3,
7,
2,
6,
1.
5.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh no.